Wangwam, Kalo K, EIE best friends. Welcome, Black is for expansion. For those who are new, welcome. Thank you for choosing my video and looking at my video today, friend. Being the needed, welcome. I am a real journey in these social media streets, the rare black alicorn. And real quick, I just wanted to as always, touch base in regards to soul contracts and things that we may not think about, both personally and individually. As always, my channel is just to inspire you to look at the world and yourself from a healthier and a different perspective as to what we're doing now and how we're operating now, where we look at it in a way where it's positive, but we're still not getting the results that we want. There's still a lot of things that's out of balance in this world, which ultimately means that something ain't right still, so we have to go approach it in a different way besides the way we've been doing it. So anyway, moving on, the whole purpose of this video today is of course to talk about soul contracts. And because at the end of the day, as I always say in my videos, that I truly believe that we are all here for a reason, because we have a soul. Therefore, we are all chosen. I do not believe there are certain ones that are chosen and certain ones that's not, because can't nobody be a leader to anybody if you are not understanding yourself. If you're still going through some type of struggle, guess what, baby? You can't be my leader, much like the government. But that's a side note, my own personal opinion. Anyway, moving on, I digress. But I want you all to remember that us originally, before incarnating here, before you was born, however you want to word it, however you want to phrase it, you was a energetic being. You were just energy. You were a soul. And then you decided to come here to have a human experience. And then when you leave here, guess what? Your spirit, aka your soul, is going to take all the experiences that you have experienced in life and take it back up to the ethers, where, as some people in religion or life period would tell you, you'll get judged or whatever, either to go to heaven or hell. I kind of don't believe in that. And I see what they're saying, but from what I've learned thus far, that's not the truth. It's not 100% the truth. It's not in the way that we were taught. But anyway, moving on. So, as I was saying, when it comes to soul contracts, it is so important to understand why you are here. Because at the end of the day, if you have that mindset where you're here to, of course, live the best life you can live, be in loving relationships, be around good, positive people and things like that, and then you just die, but you don't understand the purposes of the contracts of why you're doing it, meaning the soul contracts, like the higher purpose of your experiences, of why you're doing it. Why do you want that? Besides the fact that it feels good, because you have to remember, feelings are temporary. Feelings are only exist per the work that you invest in yourself, as well as into the relationships that you choose to have, so that way it can exist, as far as good feelings, I mean, specifically. But it also is reflective of your not so good feelings. So and remember, we are all here for a reason. What that reason is, it varies by contract. Some people, their contract is a lot heavier than others, which is why you still see a lot of toxic things going on in this world. And then some, they living their best life, but that don't mean that they got it all together. Catch my vibe? So with that being said, friend, remember that at the end of the day, everybody here is here to learn. Everybody here's life is a divination. you know. And I'm gonna say trigger alert, because some people are still word sensitive, and you know, when you say divination, they automatically think of witchcraft and things like that. And respectfully saying, you know, you use divination is just it's just a tool. It's a tool that you use to create something better in your life, regardless if you want to say it's magic or not. I mean, to me, everybody's magical, because at the end of the day, you came from God, right? God is the creator of everything, right? God gave you the tools and everything to live your life and stuff. So you kind of got to think about that a little bit more, be outside of the box that a lot of us have been put into. But long story short, I just wanted to just put that little thought in your ear, you know, for those who resonate with what I'm saying. And then to just think of life beyond just what we physically can see, because at one point in time we were so in line with this world, with each other, that we didn't need to document anything, because we already knew. We were flowing the way we were flowing within the world, within ourselves, aka matriarchal times, which you notice none of that's documented. Just the patriarchal times, you know, catch my vibes, what I'm saying. But, you know, and patriarchal times is a lot different than matriarchal times. But at one point in time, when we were living in the era of matriarchal times, we were high vibrational. Our souls was in physical form, and that's when we lived hundreds and hundreds of years, and some of us even, you know, immortality. You know, we never died in the physical sense, because we were killing our egos. Catch my vibes? So really understand yourself, your soul contracts, your purpose of your life. And if you're not understanding, well, how do I do that? All you got to do is pay attention to your mental body and your emotional body, meaning pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your thought process. If you're an overthinker, or if you don't think about ish at all, respectfully saying, on both ends of the spectrum, because at the end of the day, it's creating stress on either way. If you are as far as emotions, paying attention to build and strengthen your emotional intelligence about yourself. Why? Because the way you think is reflective of how you feel, and how you feel is reflective of the way you think. Yin yang energy, masculine energy, feminine energy, that we all embody, because the feminine energy, Empress energy, High Priestess energy, all of that is all connected with your emotional body. You know, think about, and then the mental body, as far as the aspect of us where we think, that's masculine energy, because emotional body is your emotions. That's where you create. And the mental body is masculine energy, because you think about it. It's the logical side, and that's the part of you that think, and that's the part of you that directs your action. Catch my vibes? So with that being said, you have to really think about how you really moving, not just physically, but energetically, because as we're getting into that point in time where pretty soon everything is going to come full circle. You have to remember, we are in the age of 2023. Well, I mean, not the age, but the year of 2023, in the age of Aquarius. Aquarius energy is all about that balance, because the Aquarius energy, regardless if you are an Aquarius or not, at the end of the day, that symbol is an air element, but it's also, it has an air element, but it's a water barrier. It's the water barrier. And you got to think about that when it comes to our zodiac signs. What does that really tell us about us in itself? Because we're in the age of Aquarius, and With that having the element of air, which means the ethers, the upper realms, it's our energetic body, which is our emotional body and our mental body, and then which is what air energy is. And so with that being said, and then not that being said, excuse me, getting lost because I'm driving too, so excuse me. But what I was saying was, when it comes to the Aquarius energy having the symbol of the water bearer, think about it. A bearer is somebody, when you look up the word bearer, that's either somebody who takes on something, rather it's good or bad, but it's based upon the emotions. So when you say the word water bearer, water is our emotions, right? The water element represents our emotional body. But the Aquarius energy is an air sign. So right now we are in the age where our thoughts, our mental body, how we process the world, all of that is based upon our emotions, our emotional body. Not just our emotional body as far as physically, what we physically go through, but energetically. Like what is the results of what we're creating, that we're using. Our life is a divination because of the simple fact that what you experience in life helps you decide how you will and will not react. Right? Are you reacting healthily to your life experiences or not? Catch my vibes? So really think about that, and for just wanting to have a higher conversation and also when it comes to us and life soul contracts, aka our life experiences, it can be hard. But only reason why it's hard is because we're so out of whack with understanding the truth as far as A, why we're here, B, who you are from a higher vibrational perspective, as opposed to just you as a physical person, as an individual. And then we keep trying to take on the world and help each other out when you haven't even learned how to help yourself, respectfully saying. We're all still trying to learn that. Catch my vibes? So with that being said, really think about stuff like that and smile. Remember to smile, because life is not here to hurt you. The people that you interact with, even if when they turn on you in any type of way, shape, or form, you don't get along at that moment, it's not to hurt you. It's just that part of the contract. You and that person made a contract before incarnating here, or at some point in time in your physical life, you made a contract with that person in the ethers to unite in the physical to help each other. I shouldn't say help each other as much, but to help each other indirectly and directly at the same time. Learn to see the good and the bad, the healthy and the unhealthy, the toxic and the bliss, within yourself. Not within each other, but within yourself first, because energy goes where energy flows. So whenever you hear me say something as far as in the readings, oh, you got your choices, you chose this, it's not to be it's not to sound cold-hearted and like, oh, this is just so simple, of a thing, like you chose this. It's you. I say it because I understand. I'm at the point where I truly understand what that term, that phrase, that sentence means. As far as from an energetic perspective, I chose this because there is something within me, my energy, that attracted this person to me, regardless if it's good or it's bad. And it's up to you on how you will work through and navigate yourself within that experience, that contract with that person. Because you just avoiding people, because like in spirituality, they always teach, just cut that person off. They do you wrong, cut them off. Honey, you still got that energy in you, which is stuff which I learned, because I was the type too that was burning candles, that was burning sage, that was doing all types of stuff to get rid of an energy, bad energies, I'll say that you know, and it does work, but because I did not understand that at the end of the day, my mind was still open, my gateways, my portals, my mind, my brain waves, I was still had that toxicity in me because I did not actually exorcise that energy out of me. I didn't learn the lessons that I needed to learn. So guess what? It showed up again, but in a different way, and I didn't realize it. So think about that when you are learning repetitive lessons too, when it comes to life. It's like, okay, I experienced this before. You know, it's just showing up different, in a different form, with a different physical face. You know, like for example, when it comes to, okay, I have children. So one day, my oldest baby, because you know the saying, your kids are your lessons and your blessings. So one day I gave all my kids some money, and at the time I wasn't trying to spend too much, so they all wanted to eat out. So, and I had 5, so it's expensive to buy food. Like to just go to Wendy's, someplace cheap, that's about for all of us, that's about $40 to $50 right there. So I gotta have money, and I don't play about my food. So I'm gonna make sure we eat, because I like to eat. But anyway, one day my daughter, my oldest daughter, she had spent all her money. I gave them money. We all had went out, and I'm hot now. Sorry, y'all. Whew, so hot. And we had went out so they could go shopping, because my oldest 2 girls wanted to go to Target. So I was like, well, y'all need to hold on to y'all money, because I'm not buying y'all anything to eat. Everybody got to buy their own food, because y'all got the money for it, because I gave them enough, you know, to do a little shopping, but also buy your own food. Hey, hashtag responsibility and accountability. But me teaching it to them indirectly, you know, so it could stick. But anyway, she spent up all her money, so she did not have any money to buy her something to eat. And me being me, I'm not gonna let everybody else, like, yeah, I could have been like, oh well, but the old me, I would say, would have been like, oh well, you spent your money, I told you don't spend it. But the new me, the new healthier me, realized, okay, remember, your kids are your lessons and your blessings. This was my wake-up call to realize how I am handling my money, because at the end of the day, your kids repeat what you do, regardless if they physically saw you do it or energetically saw you do it. Catch my vibes? So at the end of the day, she's only repeating and handling her money the way she saw me and her father do it. Catch my vibes? You know, so if you're bad with money, or if you're not exactly bad with money, but maybe you don't deposit your energy into things healthily, you know, I'll say that, because money is a reflection. How much or how less of money is a reflection of how you handle yourself, how you handle your energy, if you are mentally stable and emotionally stable or not. Catch my vibes? See where I'm going with this? You know, because if you're always mentally and emotionally investing in things that drain your energy, guess what? You'll see a decrease in your money. And that means you did not learn the lesson from that experience. And you damn sure didn't. If it involves somebody else, you're continuing when you interact with them in unhealthy ways. Catch my vibe, friend? So just really think about that, and always remember that I'm gonna end it right there, because I don't want to keep blabbing it, because now I'm like 19 minutes in. But remember, that's just something to think about, another aspect to look at life. And just to remember that at the end of the day, we are all high vibrational energetic beings, souls, spirits that decided to take on a physical form. And no matter who you are interact with, at the end of the day, we all have lessons that we're trying to learn. Some of them are harder lessons to learn than others, and it's also that way you can understand the truth about life. And that's something nobody can tell you. Nobody. You have to see it for yourself. You have to experience it for yourself. That's the whole purpose of life. No matter how many gurus you go to, think up, believe in this, that, and the third, they could tell you everything, but that's their opinion, that's their perspective and understanding of life. And not saying that they're wrong or right, it's just that that's not what you came here for. You still have contracts that you have to handle. Either you're going to handle it now in this lifetime or in the next. But all I know is that in this lifetime, I'm handling all of them. Because F that. I ain't trying to go out and stuff the way we've been going out lately. If you catch my vibes. On a higher thought level of thinking. Feel me? I'm not going to even say more on that. But stay blessed up, friend. Remember to always love yourself a little bit more than you did yesterday, or even earlier today, whenever you see this video, so that way you can build your unconditional healthier love for yourself, as well as strengthen your self-love. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we're all here to learn something, and it's your choices on who you decide to learn with or not learn with. And if that person, you can't learn with that person, just quietly and gracefully bow out. Okay? Because look up the word grace. Oh no, not grace. I made the acronym GRACE. What did I say? I said that's God's. I can't remember. But anyway, when you look up the word, never mind, scratch that. I'm not gonna even until I look up, because I haven't used it in a long time. So never mind. See you in the next video or the Astro Realms. Bye. Peace, love, and bliss, y'all.